Hello and welcome to Star Citizen. My name is Evenlease, and today on 10 Minutes or Less Ship Review, I'm going to be taking a look at the Gladius, a light fighter from Aegis. Let's go ahead and take a look at this thing. And any of you familiar with this ship is already going to tell right off the bat something isn't right. And that's because I did change the front gun on this before I did the review here. Obviously, I gotta say, this ship comes standard with right here a size 3 Mantis GT220, which is non-gimbaled, and I just don't like it. I really don't. I'm sorry, I don't like it. It has a very low amount of ammo, and it's just not my thing. Ballistics are terrible when it comes down to ammo storage at size 3 or less. So, I know some people still prefer ballistics at that, not me preferably. So that is something I will discuss in the upgrades video for this ship. But let's go ahead and get into the looks of the outside of this ship, and then we'll hop into the pilot seat. Now, of course, I review my ships stock, typically, other than that gun. So, otherwise, everything else, stock. I'm going to review it stock, so if there is anything that I might say, well, this isn't that great, just understand that, it's probably because it needs an upgrade or two. But, yeah, let's go ahead and take a look on the wing here. These are the size 3 CF337 Panthers. These come stock on this, so one on each wing, which is really cool. And then you have 4 size 2 Ignite 2 rockets and 2 size 3 Arrestor 3 rockets. Big rockets. It's a beautiful ship, and it's probably got one of the most gold standard passes of any ship, which is legitimately true because it's the flagship fighter in Squadron 42, right? So this is a ship that's probably gotten the most love out of any of them. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the component areas and access, starting with right here. Hitting this button, you got access to radar and avionics. I'm going to go ahead and bring that back up so I don't forget. And then if we move to the back of the ship over here, you got access to your quantum drive. Moving further back, you can access the fuel port right here, which is cool. Once we get physicalized fuel ports, like physicalized hoses and stuff we can attach ourselves, that'll be cool. Moving on to this side, you have access to your storage right here. If you click here, and you'll see you got a capacity of 250,000, which is great. A lot of storage there. And just another button over here for the radar avionics, and then right above it, weapon access for your pilot. As you can see, I already have a gun there, which I'm going to go ahead and grab, I think. Or not. Yay. Okay, I'll grab you later then. I don't want my gun anyways. I'm going to go ahead and close this door. This button is in the worst spot. There we go. And then, there are more component access. Obviously, you do have more components. You just got to hop up here. Even though you have a bunch of areas that say no step, I just, that's the way I get up here. Yeah. Moving up to the top here, you can go ahead and open up this door. This brings more components out for you. These are the shield generators. Let's go ahead and close that up. And moving on to this next one here, you got a bunch of other ones from power generators and other components. So a lot of access on the top of the ship. Cooling areas. Here's your cooling units. One here, one over there. I'd say it's very physicalized. Remember, don't ever step on wings, right? Let's close that. Please close it, close it, close it. All right. This ship has fantastic maneuverability. It's a light fighter, obviously. Why didn't this close? So it moves fast, and when I get into the cockpit here in a moment, I'm going to take off like a bullet out of the barrel of a gun. This thing is just going to fly, and I love it. It's very maneuverable in atmosphere, out of atmosphere. It's probably the most used fighter in the verse outside of the Arrow when it comes to taking on player versus player or player versus AI bounties. So it speaks for itself. When you're in the cockpit here, you do have access to 4 MFDs, 2 on the left, 2 on the right. Your buttons are front and center. You do have an ejection seat, which I have used personally myself recently. I got shut down by distortions, and I could not get my systems back online. So I hit that and was stranded in space for quite a while. That was really, really fun. You can see the Panthers up top. I have 27 shots per, and I have my systems up here. So let me get that back to normal. You got 26 shots per Panther, so if you were to have the GT right here, the Mantis, you'd have, I believe it's 295 rounds, and then you'd have the Panthers here. So, not the greatest capacitor size. That's something that, you know, I've noticed in fights that I'm constantly, you know, switching between what group I'm firing, and just making sure I kind of keep the repeaters repeating, right, and hitting target. Otherwise, you got 48 decoys, 5 noise. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the engines and let's take off.
Engines online. Launch complete. Landing gear rejected.
This thing has quite the boost range, I'll tell you. And it's really fast. You know, even though the atmosphere of Daymar isn't that, you know, thick, it still maneuvers and moves really well. I'm going to head into space really quick, grab a bounty or 2, and check out its firepower. Let's move on to that scene. Ooh, I'm taking a beating. Oh no, I definitely need to get out of here. Let's see what we can do here.
Got nothing for you.
Let me tell you a story about what just happened. I'm out there looking for a bounty, AI or player, and I was sitting above Brios, just chilling. There was nobody there. It was empty, and I'm on my Mobi-Glass, and out of nowhere, I hear, you know, missile lock. Beep, 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 beep. I'm like, what the? I get out of my Mobi, and I have 3 AI literally flying better than they have in the past month. Like, the servers have been terrible. I didn't expect it at all. I was like, okay, whatever, 3 AI, this should be pretty simple. The servers are the worst thing possible right now. No, not at all. The rockets, no matter how many flares I deployed, the rockets just took my wing out. It shattered me quick. And once my wing was taken out, I couldn't maneuver. I couldn't get my guns on target for more than a few seconds without, falling apart and losing that train. And I was like, I'm done for. So trying to fight as much as I could. At the end, I decided I can't do this. I got to go. I got to get out of this fight. And so I started the run. But these AI, I'm telling you, they were on point. They were on me like they were just right on me the entire time. And rockets were flying. And finally, they soft deathed me. And I couldn't jump out because I couldn't gain, I couldn't keep my ship pointed in a certain direction as I was so already shattered, and I just had to eject. It was a good experience. It was nice to see. It sucked for me, but it was nice to see the AI actually doing something well for once. That was phenomenal, and I don't ever want it to happen again. But it's good. It's a good learning experience. What would I give this ship on a rating? And it's interesting because, on my last ship review, it was the Super Hornet, which had more guns and, had another seat. And so now I feel like I'm going to be unfair if I give this ship a better review. But you know what? This ship is much cheaper than the Super Hornet. It's much cheaper. It's available always. It's got the full gold standard pass. It's tested true time and time again. So, I mean, honestly, I would give this ship an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 is where I'm sitting. I can't really go higher just because of how easily I took one rocket and was, as a stock ship, I took one rocket and I just couldn't do anything. I couldn't do anything at all. And, as much as I tried to avoid that rocket, that thing was glued to me. So it was quite the experience. So yeah, 8 out of 10 for me. What do you think of this ship? Do you have one? Do you plan on getting one? How have you upgraded it? I will be releasing a upgrades video on it sooner or later. I really appreciate you watching. Just to let you know, I might not have a video up for a few days as I'm going to be spending some extra quality time with my family during the new year. I'd really love to, just really hang out with the kid a little bit more, even though, I typically only make these videos when he's already asleep or whatnot. So yeah, just gonna really enjoy the new year. I hope everybody else enjoys the new year. Again, thank you for watching. I hope to see you guys in the next one. And have a happy new year.